Hello, good morning, guys.
Hi, Kyle. Good morning.
Good morning, Jesus. Just wait for everybody to join here. How's everybody doing?
Good, good. I'm fine myself. Thank you.
Good. How are you guys?
Hi.
Staying healthy.
Hi, Edrisi.
All right, is Edrisi on?
Yes, Edrisi is on.
All right, guys, well, I'm going to mute you guys all. And here, let me find Edrisi so I can unmute him. I don't see Edrisi on here yet. Sorry, Edrisi, if you're on, go ahead and unmute your mic because I can't find you to unmute you. Edrisi, are you there? Hello?
He unmuted himself, but he's still not able to speak, or is able to just mute it.
Yeah. Hey, Edrisi, if you can say something.
Morning, Kyle. Morning, guys.
Morning.
Good morning, you guys.
Good morning,
Morning,
everybody.
Sylvia.
Hi, Sylvia.
Good morning, Jeanette.
So it looks like we can hear everybody but Edrisi.
Can you hear us, Edrisi?
I just sent him a message. I haven't got anything back.
I talked to him this morning. He was going to sign in with his computer, and I think that's him, the Lenovo there. But for some reason, he can't talk.
Yeah, I see.
On his phone.
I see him. He's there.
Yeah, there he is with he has no audio.
Can you hear me on my phone too?
There you go. Now I can hear you.
There he goes.
There we go. There you go, Edrisi. Thanks.
Ooh.
Sorry for all the problems. All right, guys. Well, welcome. So this is our third conversation with one of our agents, and really the focus of this, the thought process behind it, is to get an idea of how we're keeping a strong mindset through all of this stuff. And I thought what we would do is talk to some people who have, had some challenges already and how they got through it. So thanks for doing this, Edrisi. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
So let's start with, before you were doing real estate, what were you doing before this?
So before real estate, I was doing loans. Well, just to kind of give you a little quick background, actually I came from working in a hotel. I worked in the restaurant business. Then right after high school, I fell into telemarketing. And then I did telemarketing for a long time for a mortgage company when I was like 19 or 20. Yeah, like 19 or 20. And I had no idea what rates were, mortgages. I had no clue any of that stuff. So I got trained from people there. And then I ended up being a loan officer for pretty much just refinances. I never did any purchases. It was during that whole refi boom from like 2003, 4 to like 2009, obviously, when the whole market crashed.
So you did that for how many years?
I did that for like 6 years.
Okay. And then, so did you go straight into real estate right after doing the loans?
No, because during that process of me working at that call center for the refinances, I was going through obviously all the other stuff which you know about. So I couldn't get licensed to do anything whatsoever. I always had to work under someone in the shadows, I guess you can say.
Mm-hmm.
So then when that happened, when the whole market crashed, I always had a hustle mindset, right? So I got into some people that were doing something at the time called loan modifications, which was something new to everyone at that point. And I kind of saw how they were making quick money doing that and also helping people to a certain extent. Then I jumped into doing loan modifications and actually opened up my own little office with Daisy and two other of my buddies where we did loan modifications.
So how long did you do the loan modifications for?
I did that from, let's see, 2000, like about 3 years, from 2010 to about 2013, 14, roughly.
Okay. And then when did you decide to try to get your real estate license?
The loan modification business was so unrewarding. Even when you helped people at that point, they didn't even want it. And so at that point, I felt like I was just losing money and it was just like a depressing atmosphere. And then Regal, which most people know, he was my brother-in-law. And I brought him into doing loan modifications with me at that time. And I kept pushing him. I'm like, bro, you have a license. I don't understand why you're doing loan modifications. Let's get out and let's start doing real estate. Let's do real estate. Like, show me, like guide me. Let's do this together. I'll help you. I can be like your assistant and we'll go from there until I could get licensed. And then that's how I ended up at your office. Pretty much, I started working under Rigo.
Okay.
So like 15, I think.
So, and how long did it take you to get your license?
It took me 4 years to get my license.
You started that in 2000, what year did you start trying to get your license?
Like 2011, going to 12, roughly.
Okay. So it took you 4 years, right? So you started, let's say it's 2012, 2016, you finally get licensed.
Yeah.
So for most of us getting our license, it's, 3 months. Yeah, it's 9 weeks.
I'm not gonna say easy, but I mean, they know they're gonna get it by just passing the test, right? I knew I had a huge obstacle ahead of me.
Now I know it's personal. Do you mind sharing what stopped you from getting your license?
No, not at all, but don't judge, right? This is the past. And if you do, it's all good.
No, this is no judgment. This is no judgment.
Yeah, but if you do, it's all good. But when I was younger at 19, I got busted. I was looking at 25 years to life at 19 years old. I got busted for assault with deadly weapon twice, carjacking, robbery, arson, and a couple other things which I probably can't remember off the top of my head right now.
So I mean, at 19 years old, that's a pretty hefty thing to be facing, right? To think that I might spend the rest of my life in jail. So
yeah.
How do you get past that? Like going through all that issue, how do you get past like, okay, I'm just going to go through this. I'm going to work it. And then I'm going to try to go on with my life.
You know what? I played sports my whole life. I was on a traveling soccer team. So I think that had a lot to do with my mindset because everyone on that team, we always hear no's or there's obstacles and you learn to just kind of push through it. And as long as you keep pushing through it and you work hard at what you want to get, I feel like, you can get there. Even my mom always told me when I was younger, right? Hey, good for moms. But she always told me like, man, if you apply the way you are at always trying to bother me and trying to get what you want or working towards it, it's going to be very beneficial for you. She's also make sure you always put that to the right direction because obviously at that point in my age, it could have gone either way,
Yeah. So you got through all that stuff and now you got to struggle for 4 years to try to get your license.
Yeah.
Okay. So you finally get your license and what happens then with your business?
So I got licensed October of 2015. I was working under Rigo Garciola for maybe about a year, I think. So by the time I got my license in October 2015, the good thing was I kind of had the ball rolling a little bit. So, I mean, obviously he wasn't teaching me everything. I had, you, Kyle, which, I always come to you for questions. One thing is that I'm not afraid to ask questions. If you want to learn, you're going to have to ask people questions and not be shy about it and grow from there. So in the beginning, I was always just walking around, talking to people, just asking people questions. What do you do? What do you do? And you know what? To this day, all I do is I just stick to the basics. Really, that's all I do, basics. And in the beginning, you don't know everything, right? So, hearing from you guys, like, man, what can I do to get to the top? What can I do to get top? And really, is you just have to outwork your competition. And I'm super competitive, like super competitive. Even, me and my wife were competitive against each other. you know, in business. But that's just the way I've always been. I've been competitive, and when I see people on the board, I always compare, not compare myself, but I always say, you know what, if they can do it, I could definitely do it, and there's no stopping me. You know, it's like it's just I almost I've heard a couple people say in order to get to that point, you kind of almost have to be obsessed to getting to that point, you know? So that's kind of
So yeah, of course you have to. And like I think that what you said, what your mom said, that advice, like you just like when you're a kid, right? You harass your parents for what you want until they finally either give in or
yeah,
right or lock you in your room. Right. And
that's
I remember hearing that a long time ago was sometimes you have to treat your prospecting and your business life like if you're a 1-year-old, just why all the time.
yeah,
Why? Just always asking questions.
yeah.
So you start in real estate. What are you doing to generate business when you start?
When I first started or right now?
Yeah, when you first started, what were you doing to build your business? Because you were rookie of the year with us
Yeah,
when you got your
yeah,
license. So what did you do? What did you do to create that?
I was religiously door knocking no less than 3 hours a day, Monday through Friday. It was like hands down, I did it. I never skipped a beat. And then I always did open houses. I still do open houses to this day. I do open houses all the time. Um, I'm not very I'm not very good on the phones. I try it, but I get real sleepy. And I think when people, it's funny, but I get real sleepy, and I think people on the other end, they hear that. You know, I'm just used to being out on the field, so I only like to be in the office if I have to go there to work. If I'm there just lollygagging, I get out. You know, because the more people obviously you talk to, is it better? And then referrals. So I try to use social media a lot. I really get a lot of my business from referrals from social media and past clients right now is really what's helping out. But those are really the basic things I stick to. I don't do anything special. I don't do any type of online marketing. I don't buy any leads, nothing. All I do is referrals, open house, and door knocking. That's it. Sphere of
Okay,
influence.
good. So and right now, where are you at year to date, and what are your projections for the year for your business?
I think I'm at 120 or 115. I think somewhere around there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my goal every single year is to hit Centurion, so that's where I want to be at this year. That's just been my goal ever since I first started. Um, you know, but I'm gonna get there hopefully this year.
Yeah. So you went through all the trial of getting your license, right? You went through all that 4 years. You got your license. You went to work. You were rookie of the year. What happened the next year?
Shoot, the next year I got into a huge lawsuit to where I felt like I was gonna lose my license, and then that was a horrible experience. So I did a flip. Thankfully everything ended up right, but I went through a really big lawsuit that lasted like what was it, like a year and a half, maybe 2 years.
It was a long time. But what was the effect of that on your business? So lawsuits happen, right? Even if you didn't do anything wrong, you can't avoid a lawsuit, but it happens. But it had an effect on your business, and what was that?
I lost over $100,000 in commissions alone, just from the deals I lost from that. I lost 3 potential flips, and I had agents that are literally going to homes that I listed and dropping off the articles to those people, and I was losing clients left and right because of the article that they put out on me. So I just felt like it was another. I felt like I was going back in time. Like, oh man, I'm gonna lose everything. You know, I went through a little bit of depression, but obviously I learned how to just push through that. And yeah, I lost a lot of business from that.
Sorry, you froze up on me.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Kyle's frozen, but we can hear you, Tracy.
Oh, okay, okay. So I think that was Kyle. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you, but we lose Kyle.
Oh, we lost him?
Can I ask you a question? It's Virginia Edrisi.
What's up, Virginia?
How
I'm
you
back
doing?
now, guys, but go
Oh,
ahead, Virginia. Finish
Okay,
your
go
question.
ahead.
That's
Oh,
okay.
I just
No,
wanted,
go.
I just wanted to ask him. So right now, your strength is your past clients. Then, do you feel that that is your number one?
Yes, definitely. Right now, I'm hitting hard my past clients and sphere of influence. I'm trying to post as many videos as I can of me out there working, doing stuff, and I'm getting a lot of calls from that. just today alone, just from the videos I did over the weekend, I got about 3 people that I've been kind of talking to on and off, and they finally called me saying that they're ready to move forward. So definitely I'm doing really a lot of social media, and I'm calling my past clients a lot in sphere of influence. And when I call them, I don't call them every single time just to ask for business. I know they say that, but I'll call them once, kind of just see how they're doing. I talk to them, you know, just more as like a friend. And then the next time I call them, then I'll ask them for that. And sometimes they bring it up themselves, really. Like, well, you know what? I'm glad I'm talking to you. I just ran across some people that, you know, were looking to buy or sell. But that's definitely my strong point right now.
All right, so let's get back to before I got. Thank you, Virginia. That was a good question. So before I got knocked off, so you had to deal with that, right? The losses that you had with that, which I can imagine was pretty tough. So how long? Like, what did you have to do to get past that? Like, what did you think about? What was your mindset? How did you get past the whole, okay, I'm going to deal with this and I'm going to move on? How long did it take, and what did you do?
It took like 2 years, because I remember. So it was so I just got licensed, and 16 I did great. Then I went through the lawsuit. 17 and 18 I had a setback, and then I was pretty much going to people that kind of went through similar things in lawsuits, and I was asking them what to do. And I was in a much different situation, because everyone I talked to, they were still able to work because no one put out an article on them. I mean, this article got put out in social media, and my name is not a common name. So everyone knew right off the bat what I was going through. And then pretty much what I had to do is right off the bat, when I was in a interview with them, getting pre-qualified, I let them know from the get-go of what was going on. So I let them know, look, this is what's going on. You're going to see it out there. It's not true. I'm going to court, whatever. I pretty much let them know everything up front. And then I think that's what they felt real comfortable. And then once it finally got resolved, it was January of 2019 is when I finally felt like I was able to work again with not that lingering behind me, you know?
So 17 and 18 were pretty much shot for you.
Yeah, big time.
And then 19, how did 19 go for you?
2019 went great. It went good. I felt like I had no weight in my shoulders. I felt like I was able to work and do what I needed to do without the stress. I mean, I would still tell people here and there of what was going on if I felt like they were having, you know, they were kind of catching wind of what happened with that article.
Mm-hmm.
But I just felt like clear-minded. I was able to focus, you know, with that lingering in the top of my head. I felt like I was back in time going to court every single month. That's where it really kind of hit me, you know? It's a horrible experience.
And did you do anything to work on the mindset? Like, did you read books? Did you watch videos? Did you listen to people? I mean, what was there something you were doing to feed your head?
Yeah, you know what? Actually, I was getting coached by Vinny. Vinny helped me a lot through that. He coached me. And then also I was watching videos, obviously Tony Robbins as much as I can. I don't read, I do audio. So I just listen to that. I mean, even in the morning when I wake up, that was the first thing I was listening to, you know, even getting to the shower was getting my mind ready, because if your mind is not right, you're not going to get nowhere, because in this business, it's all how you feel. It's all how people can read that energy off of you. So it was definitely how I was starting my day, by listening to anything that was just positive in the morning, really.
Yeah. So this year, 2020, has this been the best start of the year for you?
It has.
And are you doing anything different than what you were doing prior to the lawsuit or when you started?
No, I'm just putting my head forward. I'm working hard. I'm pretty much not letting this whole thing have an excuse for me not to work. I'm still prospecting. I'm still going out. Obviously, when I go out, I am taking care of myself. I'm wearing masks, gloves. I make my clients do the same thing. I'm just pushing forward as if this is not even happening. When people bring it up, I always tell them, look, don't believe everything here on the social media. I give them examples of all the buyers I'm working with. You know, we just locked in this person at this rate. I got their offer accepted right away. The challenge is you as a buyer are not there right now, because people that are kind of scared not going out, that's your competition. The less competition you have is better for you. You're going to get that property that you probably weren't going to get if the market was the way it was. You know, so I just kind of gear them to a different direction, and then they kind of understand, all right, cool, let's move forward, and then that's it.
Have you had any pushback from people that you're working with? Like, hey, we're going to stop right now because of all this?
I did. I lost a commercial deal because of it, and that was going to be a really
Yeah.
good one. It was going to help me come up even higher than where I'm at right now. So I have lost one. I almost lost another one today in the morning, but I saved it. But yeah, so it does come across. I just feel they're all the same questions, so you should just know how to answer them, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you said you're prospecting, but earlier you said you don't use phones, you door knock. So what are you doing to prospect if right now you can't door knock?
Well, my prospect right now is top producer. I just call my clients on there.
Okay.
I'm also using the Century 21 website. I'm getting real familiar with that, where I'm sending blast emails to. I have categorized in there past clients. I have everything categorized, right? So I have past clients. I have my biker friends. I have my doctor friends. So I label them so I know exactly what I can talk to them about and the type of information I can send them so it's relevant to them. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So
What kind of stuff are you sending? Like what value are you offering at this time? Is it just straight, hey, here's new listings, here's this, or is there something else that you're sending out to them?
yeah, new listings, properties I put into escrow. I let them know of buyers that I just got qualified, where their rates at, what they got qualified for, what I'm able to show them, so that they actually see like real life stuff, not
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the stuff that you just see on TV, as in because some people I feel like they won't engage if you're just throwing like statistics and numbers to them unless they're like very analytical. So I got to kind of know how to talk to them in that sense, and then I send them information based on that.
Okay. All right. Well, I think we've had a couple questions already. Let's see. Edrisi, let's see. Jesus asked for us that we also looking to do flips. What would your advice be to cover our ass? He said.
You know what? I asked my attorney that at the same time, and he said pretty much, if you just think of something that you feel you should have told your client, that means you need to tell him and write it down and get it signed. Because he said here in California, you can get sued for anything. And he's all like, the worst thing that about us is if we go to court, is when we walk in, we're automatically guilty. That's how they look at us. They look at us as insurance and car salesmen, but they say they look at us even worse. So he said pretty much put everything out and have everything written and signed. And that's exactly what I've learned.
Yeah. Just like I tell everybody, if you have to ask the question, should I disclose it? The answer is yes.
Exactly. And that's a true fact, because it will mess you up. It will mess you up.
Yeah. And really, honestly, yours came from just missing something. It was
1 year being licensed. So people probably think like it could never happen to me. I was licensed only 1 year until I got into the lawsuit.
Yeah.
So it doesn't happen.
And it's one mistake could always be the issue. So guys, if you have questions for Edrisi, go ahead and start putting them in the chat, and then I will ask him, and I'm sure you guys do. But if now going back, like while we're waiting for people to put some questions in, what's the one thing is there something that you would have done different when you started your business that you didn't do? Like, is there something you would have done differently?
I kind of think about that all the time, and you know what? I haven't really. I just wish I could have invested more into myself in the sense of like a lot more into like Mike Perry, stuff like that, like those type of stuff to go to. I wish I could invest more into myself and learning my scripts and all that stuff. That's what I wish.
Okay. So that would be your advice, right? If you're getting started, if you need to just work on that stuff.
Yeah, invest into yourself, because everyone I've talked to that's doing really well, it's because they invest into themselves also, you know?
Right. So Edwin had a question. He says, when we're allowed to go door knocking again, what time do you like to go out, and do you stick to certain area or try different ones?
When I door knock from 9 to 12 or 10 to 1, because I was going really early. I was starting door knocking like 7:45, 8 o'clock, and I felt no one was answering the doors till about 9. So those couple hours, I was just wasting my time. So now I don't start no earlier than 9 o'clock door knocking to at least 1 o'clock or 12 o'clock.
Okay. And what about areas? Do you have a farm, or you door knock around a listing? How do you choose where you're door knocking?
Yeah, door knocking, I try to stick to my zip code, 9606, where I live, pretty much. This house that actually my primary residence is actually a house that I door knocked and sold, and I ended up buying it.
Well, there you go.
So I
there you go.
I door knock all this area pretty much.
All right, let's see what other questions we got here. What does your schedule look like now?
So I'm kind of in a different situation than most people know. I have 4 kids, and my wife Daisy, she's in the business as well. So my schedule is pretty much every morning we wake up, me and her, and then we kind of see how our day is. And we kind of coordinate together that way because, you know, our kids are in sports, school activities. So when we were on the regular schedule, I had no time to mess around. Every single minute, every single hour of the day, I had to do something because I was leaving work. I have to leave work by like 4:35, the latest, every single day during the week because my kids' soccer practice or Muay Thai or homework. And if I do have a late day, you know, I switch. We take turns. So pretty much wake up, take the kids to school, 7:30. I start my prospecting. I'll do a couple emails in the morning. I start my prospecting. When, you know, I was able to door knocking from about 9 to 12, either one. I have 30-minute lunch time, maybe an hour. And then from that point, when I'm done eating lunch, which I eat at the office, I don't leave the office. I take lunch there. That's when I do all my follow-up and like my admin stuff and all that, whatever it is. And then if I finish that by like maybe 4, then I'll just do an extra 30 minutes or 45 minutes of just calls out, pretty much.
Okay. Angeline says, what main social media platform do you use? Is it a business page or a personal page?
It's a business. All I use is Instagram and Facebook. I was trying to do Snapchat, all these other different things, but I felt like it was just way too much to handle and it was a lot. So I just stick strictly to Instagram and Facebook, and it is a business one, so it's tied to the other. So if I do it on Instagram, it automatically goes to Facebook.
Okay. And there was a couple of questions that were similar. So you have a big family, you just said, with 4 kids. So you got a lot of responsibility. So how do you balance dealing with multiple clients, right? Working with more than one buyer or seller and still having time to spend with, you know, 4 kids and your wife? How do you do that?
We have a babysitter too that we pay. So if there's days that Daisy has appointments and I have appointments at the same time, we have a babysitter, which ends up being, it's her cousin, so it's family, so it's a kind of a good thing. So if we're down to the last resort where we can't kind of count on each other at that point, we have a babysitter to help me out. But that's last resort.
But do you have specific personal time scheduled? Like if you're doing your schedule for work, because I know we all try to be as clean with the schedule as we can, right, that we follow. Do you have things scheduled specifically for personal life? Like, hey, I have to be here this time for this kid. And
yeah, it starts about 6 p.m. My kids have from they either have soccer or Muay Thai till about 9. So that's why I leave the office about 4:30, because I come home, change, help them finish up homework, whatever it is, or vice versa, Daisy. And then we leave the house by 5:15, the latest, to take them to soccer. I'll drop another kid off in soccer and I drive the other one to Muay Thai. And then I go back to soccer, pick him up, and then I go back and Muay Thai. So from 6 to 9 is
wow,
Monday through Friday. Yeah.
You're nonstop all day long.
No, yeah, it's crazy.
So Virginia says, can I ask what is your past client script? And she wanted to thank you for being so open and transparent and sharing what you've gone through. It was nice to see you succeeding, she says. But she wanted to know, do you have a past client script?
No, I don't. I don't really have a past client script. That's one of the things, like I was saying earlier, I wish I kind of knew all my scripts like that. I do know the Mike Ferry just told stuff like that because that's what I use at the door.
Right.
But in the past client, no, I don't, because by that time I feel like we're friends. What I do during the process of escrow, when I'm with my buyers or sellers, I hear agents say like, "Oh no, I don't go to the home inspections. That's not my job," or you know, "I won't go do that. That's not my job." I think what differentiates me from that is I go above and beyond. I go to the home inspections. I do extra. So by the time we close, I even sit down with them in disclosures. As much as I can, I try to be in front of them through the whole process, because by the end, I want them to feel more like we're friends rather than just, oh, that's my realtor. I want them to say like my friend realtor or whatever, right? So when I call them and ask for past clients, I feel it's more of like a friendship type of thing, you know, which I think has helped me out in the sense of getting referrals. I just call them, I talk to them normal, really.
Yeah. Yeah, you just have a conversation.
Yeah.
Robert would like to know, what material do you carry with you while you're door knocking? So what do you take when you go door knock?
I have Bree make me just sold or just listed flyers, and that's all I use in the zip code. So I'll send her weekly. I'll send her like a new update of what just sold in the area, within the area that I'm door knocking. Or if I have a listing, I just door knock the crap out of the ones I just listed. So that's it. I don't have anything specially made or anything like that.
So let's say you took a listing today. How long would you door knock around that specific listing?
Until I sell it. Until I sell it. So it's in escrow.
Now,
and then when I close it, then I do just sold.
Yeah, you do it again. How often do you double end your listings?
I try to double in them. So what the technique I use, I list the property on Tuesday. I started door knocking it that day all the way to the weekend. So I have an open house. I do the open houses on my listings Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I try to double in it the first week. If I don't double in it that first week, I just sell it because I don't hold it. I'd rather just, get rid of it as fast as possible and have a good experience for my sellers.
So simple flyer, and you just go out there and do the work.
Yeah, but I have a guy I use for video. I do really nice pictures, and then on social media, I blast the area on with video. So there's like a whole back end thing that you can use on Facebook that you can pay for, like advertisement. It's kind of hard to explain. I would have to show you. It's not just like a little promotion. So I can actually target people in this area, and then it also targets my past clients. So, and then their family members. And then the way Facebook, it kind of recognizes is if someone from their family or someone likes it, it automatically gears and targets their friends and family. So in the open houses, I get a lot of people that go in there like, oh yeah, I saw the video, I saw your video, or it's pretty crazy. It's pretty cool how it works.
So you do a lot of open houses. So now that this happened and we can't do open houses, have you done any virtual open houses yet? Are you planning to do any?
I haven't done any virtual open houses. Right now, pretty much all I'm working with is just buyers. I sold all my listings, so now I'm just working with buyers.
Okay. Jesus wants to know if you prospect NODs. If you do, how do you approach them? And then he also want to know how you acquire your flips. So it's three questions there. So do you prospect NODs first?
No, I don't. I used to do NODs back in the day, but I found it was taking a lot of my time. So I just kind of kept that to maybe like once a week or something like that. That's really, like, NODs are really good if you're trying to get them for flips, which I know you do flips. But no, I don't do NODs. I used to. And then how do I acquire my flips? Just referrals. Just people that know that I do them. That's it.
Okay. Maricela says, Edrisi, thank you for sharing. So happy for you. You're kicking butt. With this COVID-19 and this minor shift, what are your plans to keep on track? And what are your plans when we get back to work 100%?
Just when we're able to go back to work, I just want to get back to door knocking. I really miss door knocking, actually open houses. One thing this has taught me is that I also could work from home, because I always thought like, shit, no, I need to be out on the field. I need to do this. I felt like I wasn't accomplished in the beginning of this. It kind of did mess me up in my head a little bit, because I felt like I wasn't accomplishing what I needed to do, but the results were showing differently. So it's just all how you manage your time really right now, right? You just can't have that excuse, oh no, I can't call these people because they're going to automatically think, oh, because the virus and this and that. You just got to overcome it and let them know, look, people are still buying. These last buyers I went and showed, like, look, you're going to be really surprised when every home we get to, and you're going to see people looking at homes. And that's exactly what happened. I mean, it's still active. People are still out there buying, and those are the people that are getting the good deals right now.
Are you finding with your buyers that you're still dealing with multiple offers, and there's still a lot of competition for those listings that are active and that you're showing?
Just a couple of them, but really, I've been getting them, the offers accepted super fast. Like these last people, I take them out really pretty much the first weekend, I'm getting their offers accepted.
So that should be good news for people who are buyer's agents right now, is that the inventory that's there is not as competitive right now.
It is good news. I mean, there's some properties that you're going to have to offer subject to interior inspection or whatever, but explain that to your buyers. And I still do it. We take a little drive. They follow me. We drive by. We just chill in the front so they can at least see the outside of the area. And then if it's something we want to proceed later, then we do. But I mean, yeah, it's still good.
Okay. Jamie wants to know, how are you doing your showings during this time?
We go personally. I'm making appointments. We just have them wear masks and gloves. And if the property is vacant, obviously we can talk inside. But if it's not vacant, I tell them, look, we're gonna have to hold all the questions until we get out. We're just in here to take a look, and then any questions we can talk outside. So we're still going to the properties and looking at
Okay.
them.
Okay. Let's see what else is here. There's another question come up. Are you offering full price? Are you offering list price, or are you offering below?
Depends how many days it's been on the market, and then I'll call the agent and actually speak to him, kind of get a feel. But it really just depends on how long it's been on the market. But yeah, most of them I am sending full price unless it's been on the market for quite some time. And I am getting my buyers help with closing costs right now a lot too, which is a good thing, you know. I think Kyle froze again.
Well, my screen froze again, so.
Oh, there you go.
There, okay. Yeah, no, that
Yeah,
froze
yeah,
again. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I'm still treating it normal. I mean, still setting full price, or I mean, it just depends on the property, really.
Yeah. All right, guys. Do you guys have any more questions for Edrisi? Let me see. Liz, have you had any issues with longer escrows or delays because of COVID?
Not on the residential side, only on the commercial side I did.
No.
Everything's still going good with conventional FHA on my side. No, there's nothing holding back.
Okay. All right, Edrisi. Well, I appreciate you doing this. I mean, I think that it's the idea is I want everybody to get a glimpse of somebody who's right now is succeeding, I would say, during what we're trying to deal with, right? Your mindset is strong. You're still out there working. You're focused, and I want people to be able to see that, so they know that, hey, it is possible, right? We're not shut off from everything. So I really appreciate you sharing everything, sharing your past, sharing all that stuff. That was private stuff, but I appreciate it because I think it gives everybody an idea of what you had to go through to get to here and how you can still use those kind of same tactics to get through this. So I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no problem. Kind of what helped me too, because in the beginning I was kind of like, it was hard just to be home. Just go to a vacant property and just kind of walk inside and do, just so you can kind of feel good. Because sometimes it makes you feel good, like, man, okay, I missed this, or it'll put that extra little drive just to get out and do something like that.
Yeah, that's a good idea too, right? Like just kind of be out in it, just
exactly.
See that it's there. So,
yeah.
Well, yeah, again, I really appreciate it, Edrisi. I appreciate that you did it. So I think, Dad, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I did. Hey, good job, Edrisi. I'm very proud of you. I've always been that proud of you. You've done well for yourself, and thank you for sharing all of that.
Thank you.
And I just wanted to say, other than that, for tomorrow, guys, just a refresher about tomorrow at 11:30. I just got a video from James Lawrence, which we're going to have tomorrow, which we're talking about mindset. You guys, tomorrow, you're going to be amazed at what you're going to hear from James Lawrence at 11:30. He just sent me a video he wants me to forward to you guys about tomorrow at 11:30. He's really excited about meeting with you guys, and he's suggesting that you look, if you haven't read the book, to try to read it. If you go on YouTube, you can see his motivational speech to Google. It's called James Lawrence Talks to Google. And it's just amazing. So it goes hand in hand with what Edrisi was talking about, a strong mindset that he has. And this is just something for you guys to see. And he says, watch that or read it and be ready with a lot of questions. He wants to answer a lot of questions you might have. Okay.
Right.
Again, I don't want to take over what you were doing, Edrisi, but one of the things that I have to say about Edrisi is that he could have very easily given up many times. I remember when I had to write that letter to the DRE.
Yeah.
And I thought then, man, this guy's going through so much. It's the least I could have done to help somebody that I thought this guy really wants it, because it could have been so easy for him to give up. They really put him through the ropes. So congratulations on that, Edrisi, and keep up the good work.
Thank you. You know what? We have a quote. Is it cool if I can say this quote really quick? Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, go for it.
It's actually, it just popped up on my, if you can't see my face, it's because I'm looking at it, but it actually just popped up on my Facebook feed that I put actually around this time last year. And this is exactly what we're talking about, mindset, right? So it says, nothing can stop the man with the right mental attitude from achieving his goal. Nothing on earth can help the man with the wrong mental attitude, right? And that's exactly the truth, right? Because it really is come to mindset. When I first got in this business, I was always like, man, why are they talking about mindset? It's because this job's a roller coaster, man. It could really knock some people down, but that's why you just have to be mentally strong every single day, so that when you do come across stuff like that, it just kind of bounces off you, you know?
All right.
Yeah.
Good job,
It makes you
Edrisi.
bulletproof,
Very proud of
man. Good job. Thank you,
We're all
guys. Thanks,
very proud of you.
everybody. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate you guys. Stay safe. Good luck out there.
Right?
Thank you, Tracy,
No
All right,
problem.
bye-bye.
Richard, Kyle.
All right. Thank you.